Happy New Year, All-Star Cheer fans. We hope you all had an incredible holiday break and are ready to buckle up for all the exciting action that is set to come our way here in 2025. The most exciting time of the competition season is here, and we have you covered right here in the Varsity TV studio. I'm Amber Salas. I'm so excited to share lots of fun things with you today, from previewing our first Super National event of the season to a few live guests joining me, and even looking ahead to a very major night in cheer. This is the League by Varsity All-Star Weekly Series. All right, everyone, it might be the new year, but there's absolutely no time to slow down around here as we get ready to dive in headfirst to the busiest time of the year. There's a lot coming up here fast, from Super National events, Grand Nationals, and some big-time points to the League by Varsity All-Star. And also, we're so excited to share with you that next week on January 14th, we're going to take our first look at this season's leaderboard. So be sure to mark your calendar for that. But let's go ahead and jump into this week around the League by Varsity All-Star. We wrapped up 2024 with a couple of big events. The American Grand Nationals out west for 600 points. Also, Champs Grand Nationals worth 500 points. So let's break those down. I have a couple of honorable shout-outs I want to give. First up, at the American Grand Nationals, Max All-Stars Senior Stars had two beautiful hit zero routines. They end up scoring a 98.85. It was super fun to watch. Also, Vegas Empire Athletics had a strong showing with all their teams across the board. A way to represent in their hometown. Also, I really loved watching Pyramid Athletics Cleopatra in the Level 4 Senior Co-Ed D2 division. Those back handspring ups and their elite stunts were super awesome to watch. Their timing was on point in almost everything they did, in unison across the board. Those layouts soaring high with clean technique, and they hit zero on both days. Out in Colorado, we also had Champs Grand Nationals, where it was so fun to watch Cheer Athletics Denver and Steel Athletics go head-to-head in so many divisions. It's going to be fun to watch those two all season long. Also, California Pride brought 3 teams from California out to Colorado. All 3 hit zero on day 2 and walked away as national champions. Shout out to Magnitude in Level 3 Junior, Drought in Level 4 Senior, and Breeze in Level 5 Senior Co-Ed. As we wrap up here, let's also take a look at all the excitement coming up this weekend around the League by Varsity All-Star. It's the moment that we've all been waiting for, the first Super National event of the season at Spirit Cheer Super Nationals in Atlantic City, New Jersey. 700 points on the line. This is where our League 6 all-girl winner, East Celebrity Elite Bombshells, picked up those 700 points last season. So this is an event you'll definitely want to keep an eye on. A few other events as well. ACA Grand Nationals out in Texas worth 600 points, and out west, GSSA Grand Nationals for 400 points. Well, I'm so excited for all of the great routines we're about to watch this upcoming weekend at Spirit Cheer Super Nationals, and I hope you're just excited as well. But right now, we're going to jump straight to the athletes themselves to see just how they're preparing for this big opportunity ahead of them. I'm so excited to have Allison Zeezer and Bella Polk joining us today from the Central Jersey All-Stars Bombshells. Ladies, welcome. Thank you for joining us. How are we feeling this week?
I feel great.
All right, Allison, we'll start with you for this one. What an awesome showing Bombshells put out at WSF Grand Nationals. How did it feel taking the stage, and what were your takeaways after that first competition?
Yeah, it felt great taking the stage with my 29 other sisters. Biggest takeaway is having 7 groups up and all groups hit, and just being able to represent the Bombshell name like we did.
Awesome. And now jumping over to Bella, you have another big opportunity here in January at Spirit Cheer Super Nationals. What's the Bombshells mindset heading into this one, and how have you all been preparing?
The Bombshell mindset that all 30 of us have to have is the no matter what mindset. no matter what, your stunts should stay up in the air, and no matter what, all your tumbling should stick and stand. And to prepare, the last 2 weeks, we've just been focusing on the little details in the routine and focusing on our technique.
We'll have a fun one for both of you. We want to know what each of your favorite parts of the routine is this season.
My favorite part of the routine is the pyramid, just because it's the epitome of like teamwork and just it shows 30 girls working together.
And my favorite part of the routine is the handstand pull-up because it's the most impressive part of the routine, and I've never competed a skill that hard before.
Well, what an awesome routine it is to watch. The cheer world went pretty crazy when they saw your fuller rounds to extended hand-in-hands. We have to know, what was it like perfecting those this season, and how did you all encourage each other?
Well, we first learned it from Eddie and Orby from California All-Stars, and when Eddie first taught it, we were so determined to work on it, and like we worked on it all the time.
And by making sure that it's like perfect and hitting, we came in extra, stayed late, and just put in all the reps during practice and just hitting it.
Even Bella, as a flyer, what is that like for you? What was like the most important thing you had to focus on learning that?
Definitely being up and down, straight up and down, and toes over my shoulders and stuff, like just being tight in the air.
All right, awesome. Well, this is the 10th season of Bombshells. What does it mean for each of you to be a part of this team and to be a part of the legacy?
Just being on this team is a dream, like being able to be with my 29 other sisters and working together with all of them and just making everyone like from the years before proud of us.
It's been so surreal to be on a team this hard before, and the division is just so competitive, and just globing our first year ever in the medium senior was just a dream come true.
And having the Bombshell like team go from 14 girls in small all girl to 30 girls in medium all girl just makes everyone so proud and how hard we worked.
All right, well, Central Jersey All-Stars Bombshells is set to take the stage this weekend with the opportunity to earn 700 points to the League by Varsity All-Star. Keep an eye out for them in that League 6 All-Girl Conference. Allison, Bella, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck this weekend. Well, now that it is officially 2025, we've pretty much seen almost every program take the stage at least one time this season. We're getting a feel how everyone's looking for this upcoming year. So joining us now to break down all the action and talk about all the excitement that's to come is our good friend, Alex Gajoli from CheerTheory. Alex, how's it going? Thank you for joining us today.
Amber, Happy New Year. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right into it and talk some cheerleading. We just wrapped up 2024, but it was in a pretty big way to wrap up December with a few big events. So how is our hit percentage looking after wrapping up 2024?
Sure. So taking a look at our hit percentages for Worlds teams in December, we saw an overall hit percentage of 22%, with 19% of teams hitting on day one and 25% hitting on day two. So I went back and took a look at December 2023 to see what the hit rate was last season, and we're looking at about 25%. So teams were just a tad more consistent last season, but it's very early and we'll continue to track how teams perform. And to compare it to what we're looking for January 2024, we have to beat an 18% to be a little more consistent.
All right, well, teams have the opportunity to do just that because it's about to get really busy here. Of course, the first Super Nationals event of the season just around the corner, and lots more just in January alone. Why is that month going to be so important?
Well, as you know, January marks the beginning of busy national season. Just this month, we'll see 2 of the 5 700-point events for the league. We'll see 8 Varsity Cheerleading World's Bid events and the majors, which is obviously one of the most anticipated events of the season. Typically, late January is when teams begin to hit their stride, and I personally believe momentum is extremely important. And the more you compete, the more consistent and comfortable you get on the mat, and hopefully we'll see teams become more consistent, become more confident. And I mean, January is when things kick into high gear.
For sure. And like we said, we've now kind of seen almost a little bit of everyone, some of those standout teams and those big time programs. We have a lot coming up with the majors, Jam Fest Cheer Super Nationals, Spirit Cheer Super Nationals. But let's talk about the majors specifically. There's so many. I'm so excited to see. Of course, Level 6 Senior Large is always one of those big ones, but I'm really excited for those first-time majors teams. I think Ice Golden Girls is going to be fun to watch, and even Stars Vipers Hiss. Is there anyone that you have marked down to keep your eye on?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm most excited to see medium senior co-ed 6 go head to head for the first time at the majors. You have Cali Black Ops, Top Gun Revelation, and Spirit of Texas Royalty, who are always crowd favorites. And we haven't seen them compete against each other yet this season. And I think that's going to be fun. And the medium senior 6 division has been keeping us on our toes. Peach and Atomic went head-to-head at Battle Under the Big Top, with Atomic in the lead on day 1 and Peach taking first place day 2. F5 has been getting their reps in at East Coast events, and Lady Jags are leaving us in anticipation. We haven't seen them yet. So I think we're in for a show, and I think it's going to be a really great event that leads into a really great January.
For sure. And I think there's something so special about that stage. When the teams take the stage, they for sure come to life. So we will be so excited to see that for sure. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate your insight.
Thanks for having me, Amber. Talk to you soon.
Well, this season, we're keeping an eye on some of those stats and breakdowns at competitions all season long. So let's go ahead and take it back to how we wrapped up December in 2024, specifically over in Colorado at the Champs Grand Nationals. One division that I thought was so exciting to watch was the Level 6 Limited Senior Small Co-ed division. It was exciting, it was full of great routines, and really left you on the edge of your seat as it flipped from day 1 to day 2. But let's take a look here at how this one finished. In third place was University Cheer Force Firestorm. They have won a few world championships, so definitely a team to keep an eye on. Second place went to Tribe Cheer Phoenix, and your national champions was Steel Athletics Denver Guns N' Roses. This was a close division all the way to the very end. First and second place was separated by just tenths of a point. These teams were competitive and definitely a division you're going to want to keep an eye on. Now taking a look at all of this even further, it's time now to take a look at our Hit Zero meter for some of those final events in December. First up, let's take things out to Las Vegas for the American Grand Nationals. The California All-Stars Las Vegas Aces. They hit their routine both days, Saturday and Sunday, a perfect Hit Zero. That's putting them at a 100% on our Hit Zero meter, hitting their routine 2 out of 2 days so far this season. Also, another team we want to call out. We already gave them a shout out earlier. Max All-Stars Senior Stars. They have hit their routine every single time that they have taken the stage so far this season. We're talking several different events, and even at the American Grand Nationals 2 days as they wrapped up there in December. So 2 Hit Zeros at American Grand Nationals. They had a Hit Zero at a one-day event, the ATC Utah Challenge in November, and a Hit Zero at a one-day as well, UCA Sandy Fall Classic. 4 for 4, another perfect 100%. Guys, I even see stuff of Max Senior Stars on Twitter and their social media of how often they're hitting their routine at practice. So this is definitely a team we're gonna follow with this Hit Zero meter all season long. Let's take a look now at Champs Grand Nationals. One team we want to call out there, California Pride Breeze. They are the reigning Summit champions, taking the stage for the first time this season out in Colorado. They hit their routine, a perfect 2 for 2 back as we wrapped up December. So they're 2 for 2 so far for another perfect 100% on the Hit Zero meter. A lot of teams starting out strong here. And the last one we want to wrap up with here was from America's Best Indie Challenge. That's Terre Haute Cheer University's Sweet Teas. They hit zero at this one-day event in the Level 4 Senior Division. They also competed in November at the Athletic Championship St. Charles. That was a 2-day competition where they had a couple of issues both days for some minor deductions. But Terre Haute is known for some clean, solid cheerleading, so we know that they're going to get back on track. We already saw that at America's Best Indie Challenge. So right now we have them at 33% on our Hit Zero meter. but they also have some big events coming up here in January, so we're gonna keep keeping up with them. Now it's time to dive into all of the fun with our question of the week. But first, pop quiz for you all. Hopefully you all remember what the last question was we asked you back in December. But don't worry if you don't, we have you covered with a quick little refresher. Last week we asked what program you all thought would have the overall highest score at the American Grand Nationals. Let's take a look now. Here is how all of you voted. 22% of you voted for West Coast Fame All-Stars, 16% of you voted for Max All-Star Cheer, and 10% of you voted for Woodlands Elite Arizona. But were any of those correct? Drum roll, please. Here it is. The program with the overall highest score came from the Las Vegas All-Stars, representing in their home state. The team that had that highest score was Rosé. In the Level 1 Senior D2 division, they scored a 99.0148. So congratulations to the Las Vegas All-Stars for securing that high score. But now it's time to flip the page to a new question of the week. New year, new questions for all. So let's look ahead to another exciting competition coming up. Go ahead and scan this QR code now to answer the question. We're relying on you. We want to hear from you all and your input. This question of the week for this week is, which competition is named after the inspiring story of a young girl named Hope Stout? That is the question. Scan the QR code now or head to tv.varsity.com to give us your answer. There's plenty of options for you there. And be sure to join us next time as we reveal the answer. All right, everyone. Well, 2025 is here. We are ready to rock and roll, and it all starts this upcoming weekend with several big events on the line. I hope you're all ready to start the year strong with picking up plenty of points to the League by Varsity All-Star. And don't forget, we're going to see that leaderboard drop on January 14th. So we're going to see how these points shake up for all these teams so far this season. But first, let's take a look at all the events coming up. Starting off with this weekend, for 700 points, it's the first Super National event of the season. Spirit Cheer Super Nationals in the Northeast. Out in the Southwest, we have ACA Grand Nationals worth 600 points. And out west, we have GSSA Grand Nationals worth 400 points. But also just around the corner is another slate of some great opportunities. JamFest Cheer Super Nationals is coming up for 700 points. The Majors worth 500 points. Mardi Gras Grand Nationals worth 600 points. And Spirit of Hope Grand Nationals for 600 points. So we hope you'll join us for all that excitement. You can, of course, always stream those events. You can find the schedule on tv.varsity.com. But also mark your calendars this weekend for Spirit Cheer Super Nationals on Sunday only. We're going to have a special live stream with some insight and analysis for those League 6 conferences. So be sure to tune in for all of that. But for now, I'm Amber Salas. Thank you for joining us on the League by Varsity All-Star Weekly Series.